How are you, students? I hope all of you liked my last class. Today I'm going to discuss another chapter from your syllabus, that is India Geographical Features. First of all, the introduction. India officially is known as the Sovereign Socialist Secular Democratic Republic of India. It is the world's seventh largest country. It has a varied landscape. It is rich in natural landscape with bountiful natural resources. Now, India's location and extent. The latitudinal extent of India is 8° north to 37° north, and longitudinal extent is 68° east to 97° east. The Andaman and Nicobar Island extend further southward and adds to its latitudinal extension. The north to south extension of India, the north-south extension of India, that is from Jammu and Kashmir to Kanyakumari, is 3,214 kilometer, whereas the west-east extension is 2,933 kilometer, that is from Rann of Kutch in the west to Arunachal Pradesh in the east. The length of the coastline along the peninsular India is about 6,100 kilometer. Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5° north, passes through the middle of the country. Next, boundaries and neighboring countries of India. In the north, it is bounded by the Himalayan mountains. To the east, it lies Myanmar. In the west, we have our immediate neighbor, that is Pakistan. In the south, southwest and southeast, it is washed by Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. Now the political divisions of India. India is divided into 29 states and 7 union territories. The states and union territories of India are further divided into districts and tehsils, which are managed by the state governments. So for example, in Tripura we have how many districts? We have 8 districts. The new states like Uttarakhand, Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh were created from Uttar Pradesh, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh respectively. Telangana was created out of Andhra Pradesh in 2014. As per the census 2011, Uttar Pradesh is the most populated Indian state, whereas Sikkim has the lowest population. Rajasthan, the largest state in India, while Goa is the smallest state in India. Now the physiographic division of India. India, along with its neighboring countries, that is Pakistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka and Maldives, is known as the Indian subcontinent. Now why it is known as Indian subcontinent? Because it has a specific geographical unit and is a peninsula completely isolated from the mainland of Asia by a wall of Yongfold mountain, that is the Himalayas. India's physical feature can be divided into 5 large divisions: the Himalayas, the northern plains, the peninsular plateaus, coastal region, and the islands. The Himalayas, it includes the Paminot range in Central Asia, north of India. Paminot is located in Central Asia towards the northern part of India, formed by the junction or north of the Himalayas, Tian Sha, Karakoram, Kunlun and Hindu Kush ranges. Now the Himalayas can be divided into 3 divisions. Number 1, Northwest Range. It is a series of mountain ranges radiating from Paminot or spreading out in different directions from the Paminot. The main mountain ranges here are Hindu Kush, Kunlun, Karakoram, Ladakh and Jaskar ranges. Number 2, North Himalayan range. The North Himalayan range, it runs in the form of an arc. It runs in the form of an arc from Kashmir in the north to Assam in the east. The westernmost limit of northern arc is Nanga Parbat and the easternmost limit is marked by Namcha Borua. Now this northern Himalayan range can be divided into 3 distinct parallel ranges. They are the Himadri or the Upper Himalayas, Himachal or the Middle Himalayas, or the Shivalik ranges. Next, the Northeast Himalaya and Purvanchal. The Northeast Himalayas are also known as Purvanchal ranges. These are a series of hills running through the states of Northeast such as Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur, Assam and Mizoram. They consist of Patkai Boom and Naga Hills in the north, Mizo Hills in the northwest, and Garo, Khashi and Jaintia Hills in the center. Next is the northern plains. The vast plain of India between Himalayas in the north and the peninsular plateaus in the south is formed by the 3 rivers, that is Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. This plain is the largest alluvial tract of the world, extending for a length of nearly 3,200 kilometers. This great plain has been divided into 4 parts: Thar Desert, Indus Punjab Haryana plain, Ganga plain and Brahmaputra plain. First of all, Thar Desert. It is a sandy desert in northwest India and eastern Pakistan. It is situated in the northwestern part of India, that is in Rajasthan, and in the eastern part of Pakistan. The most important river in this region is River Luni. The plain is also called the Great Indian Desert. This desert is known as Thar Desert. The western part of the desert is covered by shifting sand dunes, locally known as Dhriyan. Next, Indus Punjab Haryana plain. This is also known as the Punjab plain or the land of 5 rivers. It is located in the western part of the northern plain formed by the Indus River and its tributaries. The larger part of this plain lies in Pakistan. Tributaries of Indus rivers are Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Sutlej. This plain is dominated by Doabs, which means the land between 2 water bodies, that is the land between 2 rivers. The Ganga plain. Most part of the deltaic plain of Bengal is now in Bangladesh. The whole deltaic plain is composed of old and new alluvium soil and is full of marshy areas. The middle part of the northern plain, formed by river Ganga and its tributaries, is known as the Ganga plain. Brahmaputra plain, it extends from Sadia in the east to Dhubri in the west. The eastern part of the northern plain, formed by river Brahmaputra and its tributaries, is known as the Great Brahmaputra plains. The tributaries of river Brahmaputra are Lohit, Dibang, Siang, Kameng, Subansiri, Dihing, Diku and Disang. Next, the peninsular plateaus. The Indian plateau is also known as the peninsular plateau. It is the part of one of the oldest landmass in the world, which was known as Gondwana land. It is made up of igneous and sedimentary rocks. It lies to the south of Satpura and Vindhya range. So this peninsular plateau, it consists of 4 parts: Indian plateau, Deccan plateau, Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats. Indian plateau, it begins from the Aravalli hills in the northwest. The Aravalis form the oldest mountain system of India. Further south between the Aravalis and Vindhya range lies the Malwa plateau. Next, Deccan plateau. The word Deccan means south. Plateaus to the south of Narmada river is the largest plateau in India. Deccan Plateau, it is made up of lava flows which are several hundred meters thick. Next, the Western Ghats. The Western Ghats rise abruptly from the coastal plains to an average height of 1200 meter to 2440 meter. The northern half of the Western Ghats are known as Sahyadri. The Western Ghats have Sahyadri Hills and Nilgiri Hills, also known as the Blue Mountains. Next, the Eastern Ghats. The Eastern Ghats stretches from Mahanadi to Nilgiri in the south and form the eastern fringe of the dissected plateau. It is wider than the western coastal plains. Next, coastal region. Indian coastal region has been divided into three parts: Gujarat Plains, Western Coastal Plains, and Eastern Coastal Plains. Gujarat Plain, it lies to the south of Thar Desert. It occupied by the state of Gujarat. It has two inlets of water, that is Gulf of Kutch and Gulf of Cambay, or you can also say Gulf of Khambhat. The important rivers there are River Narmada, Tapi, Sabarmati, and Mahi, which drains into Gulf of Cambay. Western coastal plain, it lies between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. There are a number of lagoons and backwater called Kayals. Eastern coastal plain, it extends from the mouth of Ganga to Kanyakumari. The northern half of the coastal plain is called Northern Sarkar. The southern half of it from Nellore to Kanyakumari is known as the Coromandel coast. There are several lakes found in the eastern coastal plains. There are Chilka Lake in Odisha, Koleru and Puliket Lake in Andhra Pradesh. Now the difference between western coastal plain and eastern coastal plain. Western coastal plain, it has a narrow alluvial plain, whereas eastern coastal plain, it is a wide plain area. Western coastal plain, it has lagoons and many estuaries. Estuaries means where the river water falls into the salty ocean water. Eastern coastal plain, it has well-formed deltas. Western coastal plain, it is divided into Gujarat and Konkan plain and Malabar plain, whereas eastern coastal plain is divided into Coromandel coast and northern Sarkar. Western coastal plain, it is dominated by the southwest monsoon, whereas eastern coastal plain is dominated by both southwest and northeast monsoon. Island. India has two groups of islands. They are Andaman Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island. The Andaman and Nicobar Island lie in the Bay of Bengal between 6 degree north and 14 degree north latitude. There are in total 550 islands. Most of them are too small to be inhabited and some of them are of volcanic origin. The islands of Lakshadweep, Minicoy and Amini Divi in the Arabian Sea are known as the Lakshadweep. They lie between 8 degree north and 12 degree north latitude. Here you can see the map of both the islands, that is Andaman and Nicobar Island and Lakshadweep Island. Drainage. India is blessed with hundreds of large and small rivers which drains the length and breadth of the subcontinent. They are great source of water for irrigation, navigation, industrial use and for domestic purposes, and also for the generation of hydroelectricity. Now the Indian rivers have been divided into two groups: rivers of northern plain and rivers of peninsular India. Means the rivers which are originating in the Himalayan mountain and the rivers which are originating in the Western Ghats. Rivers of northern plain, the main rivers are Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra. Rivers of peninsular India are Mahanadi, Narmada, Tapi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. Now the comparison between northern river and peninsular river. Northern river, they are snow-fed river, means northern rivers, they get water both from rainfall as well as from the melting of snow. Peninsular river, they depends on rainfall. Northern river, they are long and covers a big area, whereas the peninsular rivers, they are short. Northern river, they are useful in navigation and irrigation, whereas peninsular rivers, they are not suitable for irrigation and navigation because they get water only during the rainfall. Thank you.